My name is Cydney Ross. I'm one of the Art and Natural Resource residents here at Johnson County Parks and Rec for 2023. And we're here at Kill Creek Park looking at our art installation, Restoring Refuge. So we have we've got a few days left while we finish up the art installation before our big community engagement workshop. And I want to give you a little tour of what we've been working on and talk about why these materials are so special to us and what makes the prairie a wonderful place to visit. Come on. So here, the overall piece is inspired by a serpentine-like structure. As we've been exploring the prairie, we've seen different dry stack stone walls that were built during the settler era. And so thinking about how those stones used to be in the landscape and then were displaced and then built from a natural environment into a built environment. So that general shape of a kind of a snaking stone stacked wall was a big part of inspiration. Same with the timber rattlesnakes, which are indigenous to our tallgrass prairies. And just thinking about all these different species of wildlife, animals and plants that call the prairie home. And in that way, thinking about, well, what does it mean to have refuge? And what does it mean to be displaced from refuge? As many of you may know, the prairies are the most endangered habitat in the world, even more endangered than rainforests. And they have some of the most incredible biodiversity in such a small space. So we have very few prairies left. Kill Creek Park is a great example of both prairie restoration, which means restoring areas of prairie that were once used for agriculture. And then also they have a beautiful remnant prairie here. And a remnant prairie is an area of natural prairie that hasn't been tilled or grazed on. So some really pristine areas here. So this sculpture, this art installation, which is a temporary piece that'll break down over time, is an homage to the prairie and all of those who have lived here, who will continue to live here, and all of those who support and protect our prairies. So at the front of this serpentine structure, this will be kind of our altar place, if you will. We'll have the public making seed clay sculptures this weekend, and they will be contributing and adding their pieces to the prairie as kind of a gift to the prairie, if you will. The participants will look at photos of prairie wildlife, like plants and animals, some of the animals that call the prairie home, and we'll be placing them here in the front of the sculpture. And as we walk along these different panels, we want visitors to be thinking about both natural and built environments like I talked about, also thinking of barns and rural agriculture structures we see as we drive through the prairie. So think of dilapidated barns, old houses falling apart, all the things that happen to all of us, right? Capturing the passage of time. So as it sneaks through, you'll take a closer look, and we'll have these windows installed so that you can look inside and see these prairie-inspired sculptures that we in the public are making Saturday. And so we're alternating different designs, kind of geometric patterns, thinking about, again, the rattlesnake, thinking about all this wildlife that really depends on the prairie and can't exist without it. So we hope you'll come visit this piece because it will change over time. And this is just the behind the scenes look. So once this piece is finished, it'll have alternating areas that are full of plant material. There'll be panels of seed clay slabs that'll break down and sow into the earth and become flowers. There's going to be some bright colors. So you'll just have to come back and check it out. And especially over time, because the prairie will change, right? We're here in the beginning of May. Everything's just starting to green up, right? But we don't see a whole lot of flowers yet. Come back in a few weeks, the landscape is totally different. And that's what I love about this piece too. Over time, it will change. It'll be impacted by the weather, like it's raining right now. It'll be impacted by wind. And then eventually we'll get into the burning season in the winter time, and this whole piece will go up in flames, which is really important because a lot of our prairie species, especially the plants, are dependent on fire. And it's been an evolutionary trait for thousands of years. So for all these reasons, we hope you're inspired to come out here, take a closer look at the prairie and celebrate it with us.